Marley was dead to begin with. There's no doubt whatever about that. The register of his burial was signed by the clergyman, the clerk, the undertaker, and the chief mourner. Scrooge signed it, and Scrooge's name was good upon change for anything he chose to put his hand to. Old Marley was as dead as a doornail. Scrooge knew he was dead? Of course he did. Scrooge and Marley were partners for I don't know how many years. But he was a tight-fisted hand at the grindstone, was Scrooge, a squeezing, wrenching, grasping, scraping, clutching, covetous old sinner. And once upon a time, on all the good days of the year, on Christmas Eve, old Scrooge sat busy in his counting house, a grim, cheerless place if ever there was one. The door of Scrooge's counting house was open so he might keep his eye on his clerk, Bob Cratchit, who in a cold and dismal little cell beyond worked at his ledgers.
26, 27, 28. Carry the 2, 29. That's 131, 30. On Christmas Day to save us. 41, 42, 43, carry the 1. Tidings of joy, comfort and joy all time. Yes, Mr. Scrooge.
Stop that infernal caterwauling.
All right. 38, 39, carry the... 35...
they're singing those horrible Christmas carols in my front door. All right, go on. Get away from my door. Now go somewhere else and bellow your blasted Christmas carols, or I'll give you...
It's one of the old customs of Christmas, don't you know?
Yes, and I don't want any of your old customs. Take your fellow fools and go away. Christmas, bleh.
Yeah, right, sir, and Merry Christmas anyway.
Now, you can get that letter from Higgins and Blackthorn, Cratchit, and then I want you to finish posting this ledger, and then you can pop over to Parthingill's and tell Ephraim Parthingill you've come after the 17 shillings and 6 he's owed me since Michaelmas, and tell him I'll have the constable over there if he doesn't pay up at once.
Mr. Parthingill's wife is ill, sir.
Oh, what do I care about his wife? I want my 17 and 6.
I just thought it'd be Christmas, sir.
Christmas! Christmas! If you mention that word one more time, Bob Cratchit, I'll...
Oh, Merry Christmas, Uncle! Merry Christmas, Bob!
Merry Christmas, Mr. Fred.
And God save you, Uncle!
Oh, bah humbug!
Oh, Christmas a humbug, Uncle? Now, I'm sure you don't mean that.
I mean just that, exactly that. Merry Christmas! What right do you have to be merry? What reason have you? You're poor enough.
Well, have right. And what right do you have to be dismal about Christmas, Uncle? You're rich enough.
Oh, bah!
No, Uncle, don't be cross.
Well, what else can I be when I live in a world of fools? What is Christmas but a time for paying bills without money? Merry Christmas! A time for finding yourself a year older and not an hour richer. If I could work my will, every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips would be boiled in his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart. He should.
Oh, Uncle!
Now, nephew, you keep Christmas in your way and let me keep it in mine.
Keep it? But you don't keep it, Uncle.
Well, let me leave it alone, then. What do you want, a Christmas gift, I have no doubt?
Oh, I just came to wish you a Merry Christmas, Uncle.
A Merry Christmas. Much good may Christmas do you. Ha ha ha! Much good has it ever done you.
There are many things from which I have derived good, but I've not profited materially. I dare say, Uncle, Christmas among the rest. But I've always thought of Christmas time as a good time. A kind, forgiving, charitable, pleasant time. And therefore, Uncle, though it has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe it has done me good and will do me good, and I say God bless it!
God bless Christmas! Hurrah!
Let me hear one other sound out of you there, Bob Cratchit, and you'll keep your Christmas by losing your situation. And as to you, nephew, I wonder you don't go into Parliament. You talk enough nonsense.
Oh, don't be angry, Uncle. I want nothing from you. I ask nothing of you. Why can't we be friends?
Good afternoon.
I'm sorry you feel that way. Well, I'm tired. Merry Christmas to you, Uncle.
Good afternoon.
And a Happy New Year.
Bah! Humbug.
And a Merry Christmas to you, Bob Cratchit, the Missus, and Tiny Tim.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Fred, and same to you. Good day, sir.
Good day, Bob.
Oh, nonsense. Twaddle, flummery, talking of Christmas. That man doesn't have 2 sixpence to jingle together in his trousers pocket. Bob, come here. What are you doing over there?
I'm putting a bit more coal on the fire, Mr. Scrooge. It's getting pretty cold in here, sir.
Now put that coal back in the scuttle. A fire. A fire indeed. I can tell you, if you use coal at that rate, you and I will soon be parting company, Bob Cratchit. You understand that? There's many a young fellow who'd like your situation, you know.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Scrooge, but my fingers are getting a little stiff with the cold.
Then put on your mittens.
Yes, sir.
There's somebody at the door. Go see who it is.
Yes, Mr. Scrooge, I will.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Is this the firm of Scrooge and Marley?
Yes, sir, it is.
I'd like to see the head of the firm, if I may.
Oh, very good, sir.
Bob, what is it?
There's a gentleman to see you, Mr. Scrooge.
Have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Damn, Marley's been dead. 7 years tonight. I'm Scrooge.
Well now, Mr. Scrooge, at this season of the year it's only fitting that we who are more fortunate should raise a fund to buy the poor some meat and drink and means of warmth. You may not believe it, sir, but many thousands are now in want of common necessities.
Yeah, are there no prisons?
Well, there are plenty of prisons, sir.
And workhouses, I presume they are in operation too?
I wish I could say they are not, but they are, sir.
And the treadmill and the poor law, they're in full vigor then?
Both very busy, sir.
Woo-hoo! I'm glad to hear that. You know, I was afraid at first there that something had occurred to stop them in their useful course.
No, sir, all of these institutions that you mention are flourishing, but it's nevertheless true that some additional provisions for the poor and destitute must be made.
Yeah.
A few of us, upon change, are endeavoring to raise such a fund. So what may we put you down for, sir?
Nothing.
Oh, you wish to remain anonymous.
I wish to be left alone. I don't make merry myself at Christmas time, and I can't afford to help make a lot of idle people merry. I help to support the establishments and take care of the poor. They cost enough. Let those who are badly off go there.
Many can't go there, sir, and many would rather die.
Then my advice to them is to do so. And decrease the surplus population. Besides, I've only got your word for it on all of this.
It's the truth, Mr. Scrooge.
Well, so be it then. It's not my business. It's enough for a man to understand his own business, not to interfere with other people's. Mine occupies me constantly. Good afternoon, sir.
I quite understand, Mr. Scrooge. Good afternoon.
Cratchit, show this man out.
Yes, sir, Mr. Scrooge. Come this way, sir, if you will. I couldn't help but overhearing, but I would like to contribute something myself.
Cratchit!
Yes, sir. It isn't much, but it's all I can afford. I know there are others in worse situation than I.
You're a generous fellow. I wish I could say the same about your employer.
Cratchit!
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Shut the door.
Yes, sir.